Hello everyone, you're welcome to the Irish Mammy channel. My name's Katrina and today I'm going to show you how you can grow lettuce all the year round, even if you don't have a garden. So I understand that not everyone can have a raised bed garden or a greenhouse or indeed an outdoor growing space. But I want to show you today that it is still possible to grow produce all the year round, even if you don't have these facilities. Let me show you how to do it. So here I have a pretty simple window box. In fact, this one is one that I've used several times before. You can see it's a little bit scruffy, but it'll still do the job. I've used this for flowers in my old house in the window. I've also used it to grow herbs. And today I'm going to show you how you can use it to grow lettuce. So in the window box today I'm going to be using organic potting compost, which I already had on hand. Absolutely not essential that it's organic, but I prefer to garden organically, so that's why I'm using it. This particular one is Classman compost, which I source from Fruit Hill Farm and get it delivered through an online order. So I'm just going to fill up the window box to about an inch from the top. And before I filled it, I wanted to give you a view of the inside of the pot. So it has this false base in the bottom, which allows for drainage, which is particularly handy in the winter time because it's more than likely going to get saturated from rain, because we're going to keep this outside. And there are little drain holes underneath there as well, so when it gets up, when the water levels get too high in it, it goes out of the container completely. So today I've chosen a special mix of lettuce, especially for winter sowing, that I just picked up at the local garden centre. If I turn it around the back, you can see that it's a mixed lettuce for autumn winter. A mixture of the best lettuce varieties chosen for flavour and earliness, cut and come again. So this means I can cut the leaves from around the outside and they will keep growing on from the centre out, hopefully all winter. And up here, because we're in the blue zone, you can see it says we can sow right up until October. So we're just at the end of September now, so perfect timing. So I'm just going to sprinkle them all along the top of the soil. And I'm sowing pretty heavily because they're only going to be very small baby leaves. Obviously the more seeds you sow and the closer they're sown to each other, the smaller the leaves will be. Then I'm just going to compact them down ever so slightly to make sure they have good contact with the soil. We want to make sure they have the best start possible, especially when there's this chance of colder weather. So all I have left to do with that now is just to water it in and then put it in a nice sunny windowsill, south or southwest facing, so that it gets the best of the winter sun. And of course the sun will not be as high in the sky or as strong in the winter time, but lettuce can grow in part shade, so it doesn't actually need as much sunlight. So it should still grow on through the winter. So now the next one I'm going to do is going to be even simpler again, and actually this one's probably more likely to survive through the winter, especially if we have a hard winter. Now I do want to say that growing through the winter is always a bit of a gamble, but I think it's a gamble I'm willing to take. So this is a 25 litre bag of compost, peat-free multi-purpose compost. I actually picked this one up in Dunn's. 25 litres may not be terribly common, but you can find them. So all I'm going to do first of all is poke some holes in the bottom, because this will be the bottom of our container that we're growing our lettuce in. So we need to allow for drainage through the bag. And then next I'm going to just turn the bag over and cut out a wee rectangle in the bag. Now I do want to fluff up the soil a little bit. I'm actually going to get a fork and just fluff it up a wee bit. Lettuce roots wouldn't like very compacted soil, so we're just going to loosen it up to allow for better germination. So I've just noticed that soil is quite dry, which obviously made it very light for carrying about. So I'm just going to give it a wee mist of water because it'll help the lettuce to germinate. They'll obviously have to be kept moist, but if I sow them into pre-moistened soil, it'll get them a better start, and it'll stop the seeds from sloshing all around as well and moving all around on me after I've sown them. So just going to give them a quick dose of water. And I'm going to be sowing the exact same seeds as I did in the window box, the winter variety leaves. The difference with this method of sowing is that I'm actually going to use a clear plastic container to put over the bag of compost and the lettuce. Now I had to get one that was quite deep so that it gave the lettuce room to grow, but this will create a mini greenhouse effect and help the lettuce to grow better during the winter, especially those colder months like January and February. So the container I got, it's just one I already had in the house, and I just take it out and place it over. Now I could leave this on the table like this over the winter, it'd still get plenty of light where it's situated, but I'll probably bring it around the front of the house, and actually I think maybe the front step of the house is probably a better place to put it, because it will need watering throughout the winter, especially because it's covered like this. Now you can take off the cover in the middle of the day if it's not terribly cold, to let air in and maybe even the rain water it naturally. But knowing my record, I don't think I'd remembered if I left it out here, so I'm going to leave it on the front step. It'll be covered over by a little bit of a porch as well, and it will remind me when I'm walking in and out past it every day, it will remind me to water it. So that's it, placed on the front step, out of the way as well, which is no harm, and we'll keep you updated as it progresses. And when I'm out here, I just wanted to show you a little bit of progress that's going on in the garden. You can see behind me my footpath is finally being built, so I'm pretty excited about that. So just to show you a better view, so it's almost down to the wee pedestrian gate now, coming up, and I have a special little feature going in over here, which you'll see in due course, and I'm hoping this will be all completed, well, certainly by the springtime, but maybe even before that. And I'll show my shadow here now. So the path comes on around and goes up to the gate of the greenhouse up there. So we're just going to fill it in. It's going to be a gravel path. I'm going to fill it in with dust and then a nice layer of very small fine gravel on the very top. So we'll keep you updated as it progresses as well. And just when we are on the subject of progress, I wanted to give a couple of little small updates to what we have been doing in the past. So these are the turnips. You may have seen me weeding these only a couple of weeks ago. So the turnips themselves have come on really well. Swedes, sorry, I keep calling them turnips, but they're actually Swedes. So they're starting to come on now, and you can see the root is just starting to develop down there. Now it's a long way off yet, but it'll be there before the winter. And over here I wanted to show the celery. I'm actually soon going to start harvesting this celery, but I showed this a couple of weeks ago, maybe in the garden tour, and it was only, I'd say, this high. And you can see it has certainly taken off now. It's at least double in size. Now, the sad thing about the celery is most of the top of it is actually cut away. The green leaves can be quite strong, but you could get away with dehydrating them and turning them into a powder, which I might do with some of them. But I have made soup before with the tops of celery, and I can just say it was absolutely disgusting. It was far too strong, so I don't recommend using it. But just to get a look in at the roots, the bottom part of it there we are. There's the piece of celery that you see in the shop, and that's actually probably about the length of it. So you can see at least half of it is normally thrown out. You can't see that very well in the camera. I need to back away a bit. I can't see it very well. But I will add those lovely, can you see them there? Those lovely yellow leaves on the inside. Perfectly edible and perfectly delicious. And actually even because they're that much more delicate and more tender, they're even nice in salads. Also the carrots, which I showed in the weeding video as well, you could hardly see the carrots when I was doing that weeding video, and they have sprung up now in the last week or two. So I'm very happy with the progress of them, and I definitely do think I'll have carrots by the end of October or the middle of November. And then I'll just turn over here to the lettuce that I sowed. Hit and miss here, some sporadic seeds. These two, definitely no qualms with them. That's the Mizuna and the Pak Choi. They're coming on lovely. Over here I sowed the baby leaf mix. There's a couple of them coming up, but not very many. I mean, you can see one little one there, tiny one there and there. Nothing near, I mean there's 3 rows sown here, so nothing near what I've sown, and I suspect that this is some of my seeds that actually got damaged in the greenhouse. Because I may have left it in the greenhouse all of last summer, so definitely don't recommend leaving your seeds in the greenhouse. But I will re-sow this now over the weekend with more seed, possibly that winter mix that I'm after sowing in the window boxes. This other one here was the red Pak Choi. There's a few of them coming up. Again, not great germination, but as far as I can remember, they were very old seeds. So if we get anything, it's a bonus. And there are a few there. And this is the bed that I sowed with spinach. I sowed numerous rows of spinach seeds in this, and I'm very disappointed because hardly any of it has come up. The green you are seeing is just pure weeds. So obviously loads of weed seeds in this compost. So there are a few spinach plants germinating. So there's one there. There's a few over here. Another few small ones there. So one of two things has happened. Either the slugs have been eating it as it has shot up or germinated out of the soil, or the seed itself is old seed, which either are possible. But I have recently bought a new packet of spinach seed, so I'll be re-sowing this again then as well. So I hope you enjoyed my lettuce sowing video. I know sowing seed may not be rocket science to a lot of people, but sometimes it helps just to be shown different methods of sowing seeds. And these two in particular, sowing in directly into the compost bag and into the window box, I think are especially helpful for anyone who doesn't have a garden. Or even if you just want to put the garden to bed for the winter and you don't want to be out in the cold, it's handy having the little box on the windowsill or close to the house that you can just nip out to and pick a few leaves. And I know myself, I don't be completely enamoured with lettuce or salads certainly over the winter, but it still be nice to have a little bit to maybe put in a burger or just put a little bit in a sandwich or something like that. So definitely it's handy having it just right outside the front door or right outside on the windowsill. So thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up down below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And thank you again to everybody who's watching my videos. It really is appreciated. And I can see it is starting to increase in numbers as well. So to continue the trend, please share the video on your social media. That'll really help get it out. Thanks for watching. Until the next video. Bye.